This place isn't very quiet, and I can hear traffic outside. This place isn't very quiet, and I can hear traffic outside. This place isn't very quiet, and I can hear traffic outside. Being at home feels more comfortable. Being at home feels more comfortable. Being at home feels more comfortable. I'm not used to speaking in front of many people. I'm not used to speaking in front of many people. I'm not used to speaking in front of many people. I'm content with where I am now. I'm content with where I am now. I'm content with where I am now. I see things differently now. I see things differently now. I see things differently now. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. Just take things one at a time. There's no need to rush. Just take things one at a time. There's no need to rush. Just take things one at a time. There's no need to rush. I want to sleep early tonight. I want to sleep early tonight. I want to sleep early tonight. I burned a lot of energy today. I burned a lot of energy today. I burned a lot of energy today. I want to take a hot shower. I want to take a hot shower. I want to take a hot shower. I feel relieved as soon as I get home. I feel relieved as soon as I get home. I feel relieved as soon as I get home. It looks like heavy rain is coming. It looks like heavy rain is coming. It looks like heavy rain is coming. I forgot to bring an umbrella. I forgot to bring an umbrella. I forgot to bring an umbrella. I like the feeling of early mornings. I like the feeling of early mornings. I like the feeling of early mornings. The sky looks gloomy today. The sky looks gloomy today. The sky looks gloomy today. Overthinking is exhausting. Sometimes you need to let go. Overthinking is exhausting. Sometimes you need to let go. Overthinking is exhausting. Sometimes you need to let go. This source is quite reliable. This source is quite reliable. This source is quite reliable. This information hasn't been verified. This information hasn't been verified.
You'll understand my concern. You'll understand my concern. You'll understand my concern. I don't expect perfection. I don't expect perfection. I don't expect perfection. We have to be more patient during this phase. We have to be more patient during this phase. We have to be more patient during this phase. You don't need to give an answer right now. You don't need to give an answer right now. You don't need to give an answer right now. I respect your decision. I respect your decision. I respect your decision. I think this isn't about right or wrong, but about suitability. I think this isn't about right or wrong, but about suitability. I think this isn't about right or wrong, but about suitability. We're here for you to lean on when needed. We're here for you to lean on when needed. We're here for you to lean on when needed. I believe you're on the right path. I believe you're on the right path. I believe you're on the right path. We can change the approach. We can change the approach. We can change the approach. I won't force you. I won't force you. I won't force you. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to listen. Don't give up halfway. Don't give up halfway. Don't give up halfway. I'm not rushing you. Do what you think is right. Do what you think is right. Do what you think is right. I see that you've changed a lot. I see that you've changed a lot. I see that you've changed a lot. Hear me out first. Hear me out first. Hear me out first. You seem a bit stressed. You seem a bit stressed. You seem a bit stressed. Call me when you get there. Call me when you get there. Call me when you get there. You look thinner lately. You look thinner lately. You look thinner lately. Don't overwork yourself. Don't overwork yourself. Don't overwork yourself. Don't worry, I can handle it. Don't worry, I can handle it. Don't worry, I can handle it. I'm resting so I can go further. I'm resting so I can go further. I'm resting so I can go further.
In many situations, people are willing to set aside absolute standards. In many situations, people are willing to set aside absolute standards. In many situations, people are willing to set aside absolute standards. When there are no clear rules, outcomes are often what people care about most. When there are no clear rules, outcomes are often what people care about most. When there are no clear rules, outcomes are often what people care about most. It helps me better understand how principles are applied in real life. His behavior changes noticeably. His behavior changes noticeably. His behavior changes noticeably. There are times when the line between right and wrong becomes quite blurred. There are times when the line between right and wrong becomes quite blurred. There are times when the line between right and wrong becomes quite blurred. How people behave often depends on many factors. How people behave often depends on many factors. How people behave often depends on many factors. We worked very professionally throughout the trip. We worked very professionally throughout the trip. We worked very professionally throughout the trip. After finishing, I'll send it to you for review. After finishing, I'll send it to you for review. After finishing, I'll send it to you for review. I'll summarize the key points in the report. I'll summarize the key points in the report. I'll summarize the key points in the report. I want to share my experience with the team. I want to share my experience with the team. I want to share my experience with the team. It gives me many new perspectives. It gives me many new perspectives. It gives me many new perspectives. I believe things will be even better next time. I believe things will be even better next time. I believe things will be even better next time. Even though it was tiring, I think this trip was worth it. Even though it was tiring, I think this trip was worth it. Even though it was tiring, I think this trip was worth it.
I have to reflect on my own working style. I have to reflect on my own working style. I have to reflect on my own working style. Early preparation helps reduce pressure. Early preparation helps reduce pressure. Early preparation helps reduce pressure. Would you like to try the local cuisine? Would you like to try the local cuisine? Would you like to try the local cuisine? I've heard the food here suits our taste quite well. I've heard the food here suits our taste quite well. I've heard the food here suits our taste quite well. They has arranged door-to-door transportation. They has arranged door-to-door transportation. They has arranged door-to-door transportation. I'll bring some cash just in case. I'll bring some cash just in case. I'll bring some cash just in case. I'll check in as soon as I arrive. I'll check in as soon as I arrive. I'll check in as soon as I arrive. You don't need to agree right away, thinking it over is fine. You don't need to agree right away, thinking it over is fine. You don't need to agree right away, thinking it over is fine. I think having multiple options will make us more proactive. I think having multiple options will make us more proactive. I think having multiple options will make us more proactive. You don't have to carry this pressure alone. You don't have to carry this pressure alone. You don't have to carry this pressure alone. Outcomes are often what people care about most. Outcomes are often what people care about most. Outcomes are often what people care about most. I won't give up too early. I won't give up too early. I won't give up too early. I'm afraid of working shifts. I'm afraid of working shifts. I'm afraid of working shifts. Last time we bought too many things and wasted a lot. Last time we bought too many things and wasted a lot. Last time we bought too many things and wasted a lot. Buying frozen fish is fine. Buying frozen fish is fine. Buying frozen fish is fine.
Knowing when to stop is also a skill. Knowing when to stop is also a skill. Knowing when to stop is also a skill. Other things can wait. Other things can wait. Other things can wait. The room feels much more spacious. The room feels much more spacious. The room feels much more spacious. I'm keeping only what I really need. I'm keeping only what I really need. I'm keeping only what I really need. I don't like making things too complicated. I don't like making things too complicated. I don't like making things too complicated. What matters is what you learn from it. What matters is what you learn from it. What matters is what you learn from it. I no longer blame myself. I no longer blame myself. I no longer blame myself. I learned this rather late. I learned this rather late. I learned this rather late. I like the feeling of moving forward. I like the feeling of moving forward. I like the feeling of moving forward. Too much comparison is exhausting. Too much comparison is exhausting. Too much comparison is exhausting. I focus on my own things. I focus on my own things. I focus on my own things. You don't always see them. I try not to judge others. I try not to judge others. I try not to judge others. I'll do as much as I can. I'll do as much as I can. I'll do as much as I can. I've become more realistic than before. I've become more realistic than before. I've become more realistic than before. I put my phone on silent mode. I put my phone on silent mode. I put my phone on silent mode. I prefer observing rather than talking. I prefer observing rather than talking. I prefer observing rather than talking. I'm slowly getting used to this lifestyle. I'm slowly getting used to this lifestyle. I'm slowly getting used to this lifestyle. Time really flies. Time really flies. Time really flies. Caution now will help avoid risks later. Caution now will help avoid risks later. Caution now will help avoid risks later. You don't need to give an answer right now. You don't need to give an answer right now. You don't need to give an answer right now. I believe the timing isn't ideal yet. I believe the timing isn't ideal yet. I believe the timing isn't ideal yet. With a more tactful approach, the outcome could be very different. With a more tactful approach, the outcome could be very different. With a more tactful approach, the outcome could be very different. I think we're overlooking a critical factor. I think we're overlooking a critical factor. I think we're overlooking a critical factor. We're facing a potentially pivotal decision. We're facing a potentially pivotal decision. We're facing a potentially pivotal decision. You may be underestimating the impact of this issue. You may be underestimating the impact of this issue. You may be underestimating the impact of this issue. I think the issue is more complex than it appears. I think the issue is more complex than it appears. I think the issue is more complex than it appears. You should rest early. You should rest early. You should rest early. Have you gotten home yet? Have you gotten home yet? Have you gotten home yet? Make sure you eat properly. Make sure you eat properly. Make sure you eat properly. You had your reasons for doing that. You had your reasons for doing that. You had your reasons for doing that. I think your opinion makes sense. I think your opinion makes sense. I think your opinion makes sense. Are you sure that's okay to do? Are you sure that's okay to do? Are you sure that's okay to do? That's an achievement too. That's an achievement too. That's an achievement too. I don't need to explain much. I don't need to explain much. I don't need to explain much. If they understand, great. If not, that's fine. If they understand, great. If not, that's fine. If they understand, great. If not, that's fine.
Being alone is fine. Being alone is fine. Being alone is fine. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. I've been talking less lately. I've been talking less lately. I've been talking less lately. I prefer observing rather than talking. I prefer observing rather than talking. I prefer observing rather than talking. I don't like being disturbed. I don't like being disturbed. I don't like being disturbed. I've been thinking a lot lately. I've been thinking a lot lately. I've been thinking a lot lately. I heard about this on social media. I heard about this on social media. I heard about this on social media. Let's pause here. Let's continue tomorrow. Let's pause here. Let's continue tomorrow. Let's pause here. Let's continue tomorrow. Let me say it again clearly. Let me say it again clearly. Let me say it again clearly. I'm not used to staying up late. I'm not used to staying up late. I'm not used to staying up late. I'll probably be back later than expected. I'll probably be back later than expected. I'll probably be back later than expected. We'll figure this out later. We'll figure this out later. We'll figure this out later. Everything has a solution. Everything has a solution. Everything has a solution. The road home is probably crowded. The road home is probably crowded. The road home is probably crowded. Hope I make it on time. Hope I make it on time. Hope I make it on time. I need to go home early today. I need to go home early today. I need to go home early today. I think it's still not right. I think it's still not right. I think it's still not right. This takes more time than I expected. This takes more time than I expected. This takes more time than I expected. This is hard to do alone. This is hard to do alone. This is hard to do alone. This doesn't need to be urgent. This doesn't need to be urgent. This doesn't need to be urgent. Let me write it down so I don't forget. Let me write it down so I don't forget.
I was busy all day today. I was busy all day today. I was busy all day today. I haven't eaten anything since morning. I haven't eaten anything since morning. I haven't eaten anything since morning. This is beyond what I expected. This is beyond what I expected. This is beyond what I expected. Let me ask again to be sure. Let me ask again to be sure. Let me ask again to be sure. Let's just drop it. Let's just drop it. Let's just drop it. I need a bit more time to decide. I need a bit more time to decide. I need a bit more time to decide. I didn't pay attention to that detail. I didn't pay attention to that detail. I didn't pay attention to that detail. Where should I put this? Where should I put this? Where should I put this? I'm not used to this yet. I'm not used to this yet. I'm not used to this yet. The weather has been really unpredictable lately. The weather has been really unpredictable lately. The weather has been really unpredictable lately. I won't be able to finish this in time. I won't be able to finish this in time. I won't be able to finish this in time. They're probably on the way. They're probably on the way. They're probably on the way. I also wish I could be like them. I also wish I could be like them. I also wish I could be like them.
I don't agree with your point of view. I don't agree with your point of view. I don't agree with your point of view. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. I need to think about myself first. I need to think about myself first. I need to think about myself first. I'm not obligated to please everyone. I'm not obligated to please everyone. I'm not obligated to please everyone.